So there was a big meeting with the ATF and the industry. We're going to talk about that and tell you exactly what is going on this episode of Gun News. I'm calling it Gun News from now on, guys. All right, welcome back. My name is John Crump. I'm an investigative journalist with AmmoLand.com. AmmoLand is your daily news source for 2A information. I investigate places like the ATF and FBI, and I keep them on their toes. Any industry that tries to screw you over, I'm going to be on them like right on rice. And if anybody tries to violate your rights, I'm looking at you, Mr. ATF. I will be on that as well. Okay, so with that said, that should be my new catchphrase, you know. With that said, I'm going to bring up my little notes over here just in case I want to refer back to it. All right, about 60 people were on a call today with the ATF, National Shooting Sports Federation, Polymer 80, and a bunch of other people were on this call, right? The details of the call are still kind of secret. It was more of a listening thing where, you know, people listened. The Wall Street Journal reported it. That was leaked to them by the ATF, by the way. I know how it got out there. I'm pretty good at this stuff, you know. Stop trying to screw me over. All right, so Joe Biden has been pushing to ban ghost guns and to ban scary semi-automatic rifles. So I got an email that talked about different things about this. And basically what the ATF wants to do is redefine a firearm. The email goes to say, many frames receivers don't meet the now definition of a firearm. And they're soliciting input of what the firearm should be for the firearms in the market. Okay, here it goes. This is the scary part, right? So the ATF is thinking about making upper receivers of AR-15s the firearm instead of the lower receiver. The reason why, that's where the bolt is stored. So the upper receiver would be a firearm. Right now, an AR-15 really doesn't fall under the definition. The lower receiver and the upper receiver, unless you put them together, aren't really firearms if you read the definition. In fact, people have been able to beat their cases by arguing that case. One case that stands out was a guy named Joseph Rowe. He ran a place in LA that was producing AR-15s. So the dude was producing AR-15s. Sorry, no bitches. The ATF came and raided him and arrested him. He argued that a lower receiver for an AR-15 does not meet the definition of a firearm. Instead of arguing the point, the ATF backed down and said, all right, we're going to drop the case. They tried to do it quietly so no one would notice. But I noticed because I notice everything. Then there was the case of Safety Harbor Firearms. Safety Harbor Firearms sold a magazine-fed upper receiver that fit on an AR-15. The federal government, ATF, said that was a firearm because it was too close to a bolt-action rifle, which is kind of insane. All right, so what is the ATF trying to do? They're trying to redefine the definition of what an AR-15 firearm is by changing the upper to the actual firearm, the serialized part. And when I say this is what the ATF is trying to do, this is what they're proposing. Also, what they want to do is change, like if you have a Glock, right? The Glock, the serialized part will no longer be the frame. It will be the slide. So they will serialize this part, and this part will not be the firearm. This part will be the firearm. The slide will be the firearm. The reason why they're doing that is because they want to. By the way, these are awesome holsters made by JM4. Really cool. Not a sponsorship, just whatever. The reason why they're doing that is because with so-called ghost guns, which the Biden administration has been really pushing them to ban, they think that by doing that, people won't be able to finish firearms. Hey, you can have all the frames you want, but the slide is the serialized part, and most people cannot finish a slide at home because they don't have the tools. So that is their workaround to get rid of ghost guns. Also, if you look at what they're saying, you look at the California versus ATF documentation, a lot of the stuff they're saying is actually straight from Everytown. Not only that, I have it on good authority that Everytown got a copy of what the ATF is thinking about proposing. So we're going to have to put our big boy pants on and get ready to fight this. This is kind of a big story because they're not only going after AR-15s, but they're going after unfinished firearms by claiming that the serialized part needs to be the frame. So you have to build the frame in order to build a so-called ghost gun, which most people can't do. All right, this is what I do. I investigate the news. If you like what I do, like, comment, subscribe. Check out my live channel, which has been going amazingly. I have a lot of people watching it. And I do a lot of really cool stuff. I have Patreon, patreon.com/John Crump. You can help fund these investigations that I do, these rabbit holes I jump down. All right, guys. That's it for today. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell notification so you know when I'm around. All right, be ever vigilant, be ever free, keep in the fight, and I'm out. See ya.